Welcome to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. In this increasingly interconnected world, learning openness and appreciating differences is so important in many aspects of life. Recognizing diversity and inclusion is the first step in celebrating our differences, which impact our cultures, our values, and our minds. Think globally, act locally has inspired our national culture to better understand that the world is a multicultural society of which we are a part of. The systems of the world, its governments, economies, religions, and cultures are increasingly dependent on interdependence. Differences become strengths in a collaborative effort, and collaboration is a path to peace. Diversity not only promotes tolerance, but true inclusion and acceptance. Just like Pheonix Pride, an organization that's been serving the Phoenix community since 1981, they aim to educate, also promote unity, visibility, and self-esteem. Take a look. As we celebrate diversity this month and beyond, joining me today is Mike Fornelli, Executive Director with Pheonix Pride. Mike, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
First off, tell us a little bit about the Pheonix Pride organization.
Pheonix Pride is celebrating our 40-year anniversary this year. Pheonix Pride started as a march in 1981 downtown. It has grown to one of the largest LGBTQ organizations that hosts two of the largest LGBT celebrations in the state, our Pride Festival and our Rainbows Fest. In conjunction with our 40th anniversary, to also mark the milestone of our $1 million give back to the community. So at this point, we have given out $350,000 in scholarships to LGBTQ plus and allied students to continue their education, about $600,000 in community grants, which we award to other LGBTQ or nonprofit organizations that want to start new programming that's going to benefit the community, but they don't have the funds for it.
What is the Melrose District? Give us a little bit of history behind it.
It's amazing to see the growth in our city and the development that we're actually having a district where our community can gather and that the neighborhoods surrounding it are so supportive.
Now, Cox is a big partner of Pheonix Pride. Why are partnerships like that so very important?
Corporate sponsorships, business sponsorships, they help us with our operational costs throughout the year, as well as being able to put on our events. Cox Communications has been a partner with Pheonix Pride for so long, and last year they were supposed to sponsor the festival, which got canceled. Instead of rolling their sponsorship over to 2021, Cox Communications made it a donation to our foundation and are coming back in 2021 as a sponsor, as well as helping us at our locations with our internet and Wi-Fi connections to be able to get our infrastructure up to be able to hold the events.
Now, Mike, the conversation of inclusion and diversity, that's such an important one this month and beyond year-round. So why is that so important?
Everybody wants to have the same rights. Everybody wants to be accepted just like anybody else. So diversity and inclusion, to me, is the most important thing. And going anywhere needs to be a safe space for anyone in our community. And having diversity and inclusion makes it a safe space.
Mike, it's been such a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much for sharing your heart, this information, and just for everything that you do in the community as far as sharing love, hope with other people. It really does make a difference. Pheonix Pride's vision is to unify communities where diverse individuals are celebrated and are able to thrive as their authentic selves. For more information on Pheonix Pride and its mission, go to phoenixpride.org. I'll be right back with more on Doing More right after this.
Feeling inspired? To watch more uplifting stories from Doing More, visit YurView.com.
Welcome back to Doing More. We're here at the Melrose District in Phoenix, Arizona, celebrating diversity and equal treatment and rights for all. In the simplest of terms, diversity and inclusion encompass a group of unique individuals who acquaint and integrate with one another, but each are entirely different concepts with separate benefits. Diversity is the presence of differences within a given setting. In the workplace, that can mean differences in race, ethnicity, gender, or any other number of things. Inclusion is a practice of ensuring that people feel a sense of belonging and support from the organization. And an organization deeply committed to awarding and celebrating diversity in the workplace is Cox Communications. Take a look.
At Cox Communications, inclusion, diversity, and equity are part of our core values. It's part of who we are and what makes our company unique. It allows our employees to be able to be themselves and to bring their unique perspectives to the company. And we've been able to translate that support for inclusion, diversity, and equity into the Cox Southwest Region Diversity Scholarships. This year, Cox Communications in the Southwest Region is going to be awarding $70,000 in diversity scholarships to 20 deserving high school graduating seniors. And these scholarships are in partnership with some of our nonprofit organizations in our communities who represent diverse organizations. So in Las Vegas, we have the LGBTQ organization of Southern Nevada as one of our partners, as well as the YWCA of Metropolitan Phoenix and CPLC here locally as well. So through our partners with the Community Foundation, we've been able to partner with these organizations who offer these scholarships on behalf of Cox, and we have gotten hundreds, literally hundreds of applications for these scholarships and many deserving applicants as well. So we're thrilled. In literally the last 8 years, we've been able to award over $300,000 in diversity scholarships in our region. Hispanic organizations, Black organizations, women, those representing LGBTQ. And so through these nonprofit organizations that we have longstanding relationships with, we were able to come together and find an opportunity to award these scholarships. We've been practicing inclusion, diversity, and equity at Cox Communications for many, many years because we understand that it is part of bringing unique perspectives and enabling our employees and our clients and our communities to be themselves, to be connected, and to be part of that culture. And so it really is an extension of the commitment that Cox already has to diversity and inclusion in our company.
I remember going to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. There were no scholarships like this when I was around, especially for the LGBTQ community.
I just want to thank Cox and the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas for awarding me the Cox Diversity Scholarship.
It's going to make paying for college easier for me.
Thank you so much for the scholarship, Cox. I really appreciate it.
And then to find out Alex won this scholarship, a local Las Vegas kid, it's super cool, and we couldn't be more proud of Alex. And we're very excited that we had this opportunity to partner up with Cox.
Thank you so much for giving me the scholarship.
Thank you. This is such an amazing opportunity. Thank you.
We journeyed to El Cajon, California, where we visited a car dealership that not only sells cars, but also shares love and hope through a musical.
Okay, Master Debbie, take one. Action.
Love is for sharing, hate is for staring. There is no comparing the two.
My husband and I were sitting at home on the couch a couple months ago, and he works for the Old Globe Theater, and he's been telling me about all the actors and actresses and directors and producers that are out of work. He's like, "You're smart. Why don't you do a musical?" Well, I thought about it overnight, and I said, why the heck not? So I took it to my boss, and he goes, why the heck not? Because part of Subaru's mission is to help others inside our community. And we help lots of folks, Make-A-Wish and Feeding San Diego. And in this case, we thought, why not help all the artists and artisans in San Diego put a musical on?
At Old Town we can take in history. I think William lives there.
The overriding theme of the musical is joy and happiness and coming together during a time of strife or trouble. The musical takes place right now, real time. And it's 3 roommates that sat on the couch, played too many video games, sat on the couch, played more video games, and decided they had to get out of the house, so they all decided to go on a road trip together to San Diego.
action!
I was approached by Matt Morrow, who's the artistic director of Diversionary Theater, and he introduced me to Randall, who then told me about this wild idea and brought me on board.
1, 6, 7, and love is contagious.
Great. I think some of the challenges are just coordinating everyone's schedules. There's so many people involved and everyone's doing so many things. I think that's one of the challenges. And then also just like sort of getting back on our feet after so long in COVID without doing a lot of this work. And so sort of getting our bearings again.
Can I take 3?
Let's go enjoy. It's full of koi here.
I think Randall and I started speaking towards the end of March, so a very short time frame. I mean, I would say for a project of this size, we've been doing it very, very quickly, and we continue to do that. So it's quick, fast, and furious, but the quality is quite high.
I wrote the lyrics and the screenplay for today's shoot. It wasn't a complicated affair, but I was given one line of what the whole thing needed to be, and then from there we just came up with the whole story, and we did it all in basically 3 weeks. So it was quite challenging, but it was extremely rewarding.
Here, but please no.
I'm playing Doug, who works here at Subaru of El Cajon, so I'm going to hook him up with a car. Welcome to Subaru of El Cajon. So this is super fun. I mean, especially during a time when not a lot of stuff has been happening. It's really exciting to be doing something creative and artistic.
When he says buckle up, it's like, oh, what's next?
And also something that helps promote sharing love in the world and bringing some positivity. Love is for sharing. It's super duper fun, and I'm really excited to be here. And I can't believe it's raining a little bit, but it's clearing up. So it's San Diego, the sun will come out.
The Subaru of El Cajon Sharing the Love musical debuts July 10th on YurView in California at 11:30 a.m. and replays Sunday at 7:30 p.m. It'll air through August 8th, and it's also available online at YurView.com. Such a great way of doing more. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doing More, where we shine a light on the good things happening in our communities. We're here in the Melrose District in Phoenix, Arizona, celebrating diversity. Diversity is a natural state of being for the human race. In fact, it's what our survival depends on. And so it's important to recognize that diversity is absolutely fundamental to our surviving, but it's also absolutely key to a thriving humanity. Bringing together people of various backgrounds with different life experiences can generate ideas or perspectives, which in return, making this world a better place. We took a trip to San Diego, California to visit the Ronald McDonald House, a home away from home for families for a child who's experiencing medical crises. Take a look.
People often ask me, what is the Ronald McDonald House? And we are a home away from home for families with a child in medical crisis. We opened our doors in 1980, and ever since then, our job has been to support families who have a child in the hospital. And those families often have kids who are very sick or perhaps injured, and we are particularly well located. We're literally 5 minutes from the bedside here at the Ronald McDonald House. So if a mom and dad need to get to the bedside, they can get there very quickly. If it's possible to imagine a child in the hospital, you can begin to imagine the stress that a mom and dad are under when they're in there providing and acting as partners in care for their child. So as you can imagine, that stress is never ending. Our job really is to give them a place where they can find some respite, some relaxation for a moment or two before they head back to the hospital. One of the key things I find here for families is that they're able to develop resilience by being in an environment where they receive the support we can provide and the support others can provide to them. I can tell you that being able to step away into an environment where you receive that kind of support is invaluable for people as they move forward.
The volunteers, the staff, the employees, everybody's completely dedicated to making sure that everybody has a good experience while they're here.
We know that a family who stays with us for 10 nights will save more than $2,500 on lodging and food costs because we've taken away the burden of a place to stay and where they can find food. All of our meals here are served free of charge. We have a wonderful family kitchen where folks can go make the food of their choice. Our Ronald McDonald House has many services and places for families to be. We have a school for siblings, a K-12 classroom where San Diego Unified School District teachers will provide education to siblings staying here at the house with their family. We also have things like the San Diego Padre Fowler Family Playroom, a great space that looks an awful lot like Petco Park down there with all the Padre memorabilia and signs of the Padres you can see inside, but it's also a great place for kids to have fun. Outside as well, we have a play deck with a tricycle track and a basketball court to play some basketball. Places to gather and just be. And that's kind of the hallmark of the Ronald McDonald House. The Ronald McDonald House is here because of our community, including our founding mission partners, the McDonald's Corporation, and all of the McDonald's owners throughout San Diego County who make such an important impact in building and finding philanthropy and support for us here in our community.
If someone was considering volunteering, I would say absolutely, it's a great experience. There's many different opportunities, different ways you can volunteer. There's so many people with so many wonderful talents and time and different ways that they can help at the house.
If you'd like to support the Ronald McDonald House, visit our website at rmhcsd.org. You can make a donation, you can learn how to volunteer, you can learn more about exactly the programs and services we provide. There's even a wish list there, so you can send or drop off the kinds of supplies we need here to care for families 24 hours a day, every day of the year.
We also stop at Oceanside, California to visit an organization that brings post-9/11 combat veterans together with trained rescue dogs, rescuing 2 lives at a time.
Shelter to Soldier selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments, they have strong social drive, another motivator like food or toy drive, and ultimately these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Our program and mission is focused on post-9/11 combat veterans that are suffering with post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, and other surrounding diagnosis. We're receiving applications from veterans, whether they're referred from friend or family member, they're referred by the VA system, or possibly a private therapist or social worker. The goal is to make sure that whether they qualify for the program or not, we're answering the call, we're providing resources, and if they do qualify, moving them through the process in the program to eventually get them matched with a service dog. Each dog in the program goes through hundreds of hours of training. This includes obedience training, public access hours, specific task work, as well as environmental desensitization, socialization, and prepping for their final exams. But once we have an approved applicant, they become a part of the Shelter to Soldier Service Dog Training Program. We have dogs that are at different stages of training in the program, and the dogs that are with us about 6 to 9 months long are ready to start meeting and matching. So we go through what we call speed dating. Approved applicants meet approved dogs. They get to hang out and spend some time together. And we're looking for an organic fit, also a fit that really makes sense to the lifestyle of both the canine and the human. Our team of professionals sits in on these speed dating outings, and we make sure that the dog is choosing the veteran's choosing the dog. But as professionals, we need to also look at the needs of the veteran, the lifestyle, what their home is like, what their day in a life is like, to make sure that ultimately we're the matchmakers making that final call. So once a veteran is paired and matched with a dog, they're going through an average of 6 to 9 months of handler training. This is covering everything from service dog rules and laws, animal care, foundational handling, and making sure that the team works really well together all the way through their final testing and graduation. We're fortunate to have a process where a large majority, currently about 85% of our dogs, pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog, still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
You can learn more about Shelter to Soldier by going to sheltertosoldier.org. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doing More. We're here in the Melrose District in Phoenix, Arizona, celebrating diversity and inclusion. We made our final stop at the San Diego Food Bank, where nutritious food and resources are provided to individuals and families. Take a look.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. Last year, we pushed through over 32 million pounds of food. 10.5 million pounds of that was fresh produce. And we feed 350,000 people every single month. How do we do it? Well, we are supply chain at its very best. Our distribution model includes 214 bulk food distributions that we are doing each and every month, Plus, we have a core of 500 nonprofit agencies that we partner with. So any nonprofit you know that has a feeding program, more likely than not, they're getting the majority of their food from the San Diego or North County Food Bank. Who is the face of hunger? We estimate about 1 in 7 people in San Diego County, about 450,000 people are termed food insecure. Of that number, about 177,000 are children. So our service population, working poor, seniors on a fixed income, children living in poverty, and believe it or not, active duty military, their dependents, and veterans. All this population, all these people, they don't know where the next meal is coming from. The San Diego Food Bank is a completely local and independent nonprofit organization that depends on the kindness of others. None of our important work happens without the support of great donors who really partner with the San Diego Food Bank to make our programs and services possible. We also depend on a huge volunteer base. Our volunteers are an integral part of our supply chain. We have 20,000 registered volunteers, over 28,000 volunteer visits a year, and because of those volunteers, we're able to feed more than 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization. Just go to sandiegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Each year we hold thousands of food drives and they raise millions of pounds of food for people in need. So just go online and register your group, your company, or your organization. It's that easy. Another great way to support the San Diego Food Bank is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Just go on and register, and we can even customize a virtual food drive for your organization, your company, your employees, where you receive a special link just for you to help raise food and track your impact. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. We can actually take $1 and leverage that into 5 meals. And I don't know another nonprofit organization that can take a donor dollar that far. You can also make a gift in somebody's honor, and you and that individual receive a letter of thanks from the San Diego Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
I want to thank Pheonix Pride and the Melrose District for celebrating diversity with us and the love of humanity. By celebrating our differences as well as our common interests, it helps unite and educate us. It creates understanding of others' perspectives to broaden our own way of thinking and to fully experience culture, heritage, race, ethnic origin, color, religion and creed, sexual orientation, age, and so much more. As we become open-minded in this diverse world, we'll be able to remove ignorance, which in return will ignite the expansion of the beauty of humanity. So let's embrace and celebrate diversity. I'm Erica Cardenas. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.